Good morning and welcome. Hope you're having good time with your family and friends and liking these sessions. In today's lab on Azure, I'm here to show you how to configure mirroring within Microsoft Fabric. If you're dealing with any organizational data and if you want to utilize that for analytics, you have to create and configure complicated ETL processes. That's where mirroring can come into play, as you can replicate your data in real time and bring it into one lake, and then this data can be utilized for your analytics need. For today's demonstration, I'm going to use Azure SQL Database as a service in which we're going to create SQL database and then by utilizing mirroring, move or replicate that data into one lake within Fabric. So with that, I'm already logged on to the Azure portal. Let's go and configure Azure SQL Database. For the connectivity method, I'm going to use public endpoint, and I'm also going to add my current client IP address. Connectivity connection policy, I'm going to leave it to default. And for this demonstration, the basic configuration should be fine for me. Let me just make sure that all the settings are applied properly. And you can see the workload environment I'm going to use as development. But in case you're going to utilize this for your mission critical workloads, you're going to pick production. You can always configure the database. In this case, I'm going to use the default, which is serverless, which should be good for our demonstration. Okay, so everything seems fine to me. Let's go review and create. While my database is getting deployed, I'm also going to enable the system assign manager identity in this case. And let's go and click on the save button. Right, so both my logical server as well as the database has been deployed successfully. Let's go inside now my SQL database. And if possible, we are trying to create a table just for the demonstration purposes. For this, I can use a query editor. And let's continue as the admin that we have specified for this database. And we're going to run few simple commands. So just to show you, let's go and create a table with the name employee. So the query ran successfully, and you can see that the table was created successfully, right? What we can do now, we can add some data in this, and for that I'm going to use the insert command. Okay, so that also ran successfully, and we can go and confirm this by utilizing the select star command. Okay, so you can see that the data was inserted successfully. Now let's flip over to the Fabric portal, and let's try to go and now mirror this Azure SQL database as a service that we have created. So in my case, I already have a workspace with the name My Workspace. Let's go and click on the new item, and we can go under the Get Data, and you can see that we have different mirroring option here. Now, since in this case we are talking about Azure SQL database, so I'm going to pick that. So let's go and highlight it. Let's go and select, and let's provide the connection string. So it is asking me the name of the server, which I can grab from here. And now for the database name, it is IM SQL. Okay, so I can just use this. And we are going to create a new connection. If you want, you can always change. So this is the default name that we get. Let's name this IM SQL connection. Now we are not utilizing any data gateway, so it's going to be none. For the authentication kind, you can use different option. Let's say pick organizational account, and let's see if we are able to connect to it now. So there is already a check mark over here that it will automatically mirror any future table. So if you want, you can obviously uncheck this, but that is selected by default. But let's see that if authentication works, because sometime I've seen that there is an error. So let's go and now create a mirrored database. So you can see that we have received the consistent information. Now, actually, let's go one step ahead, and let's try to add some more information in this database, and let's see if that is replicated. With this experience, it took a little bit longer than I was expecting, but let's add one more row and see how quickly it will be replicated. Okay, so we have both the information, and let's go back to the Fabric portal now and see if that information is there. It's still showing one row replicated. Let's give it a moment. All right, seems to be working now, and let's go and run the query. So here we go. So we have both these rows available now. So this is how you're going to configure a mirroring within Microsoft Fabric, and you don't need to configure any complicated ETL pipelines, and makes it really easy in case you're looking to move the data from one location to another and have a read-only copy. Hopefully this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.